What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and I just wanted to briefly discuss a lot of the announcements that came out last night. While I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and roll a few PvP matches in the background. Now, the first piece of information that I do want to discuss is the fact that there is a Twitter account called MAA Insiders. Apparently on this account, there's going to be several different producers and developers that will tweet from time to time. And what they did yesterday was announce a number of upcoming updates and heroes that are going to be added to the game. The first announcement, and something you may want to stay tuned for, is that there will be quite a few reveals at a panel at South by Southwest. So that's basically like a trade show or convention, and it's going to take place in Texas, and I believe they're going to make the announcements on Saturday. The next piece of information we were given is that Chapter 4 is coming really soon. It's in test right now, so they said it'll be released in the next few days. Part of the reason for the delay of Chapter 4 is the fact that they're going to release a new ISO-8. It's called the Augmented ISO-8, and it gives a completely different system for customizing your heroes. Augmented ISO-8 allows players to customize their heroes' individual moves or abilities. So for example, V for Victory, a move that Union Jack has, will now be able to be enhanced by something called the Victorious Augmented ISO-8. What this does is makes V for Victory a quick action, but it gains a 2-round cooldown. That's just one of the examples that they did show, but there's going to be Augmented ISO-8 for tons of abilities. In fact, each of a hero's 4 move slots has 1 slot for an Augmented ISO-8. At level 8, a hero can equip 1, but they are going to raise the hero level cap to 14. Once that hero reaches level 14, they can equip all 4 moves. So yes, a level 14 hero is going to be amazing, and you're going to want to level your favorites as fast as possible. Now, it also does sound like we're going to get 2 training slots, but I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Generic Augmented ISO-8 will be available from deploys across Season 2. They will also be available in the store with a selection of Premium Augmented ISO-8. So once again, we can assume they're going to cost CP and gold. Then lastly, a hero-specific Augmented ISO-8 will drop from boss battles where the hero is a cameo. For Chapter 4, the following heroes will have Augmented ISO-8: Union Jack, Red Hulk, Valkyrie, Angel, Thundra, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Thor. And then they also said while the initial offering of Augmented ISO-8 is limited, each new chapter adds more, including the fact that they're going to add them to previous chapters in Season 2. So in a future patch after the release of Chapter 4, they're going to add this, as well as Augmented ISO-8 the boss roulettes for the cameo or team-up heroes. At least I assume that's what they mean. For heroes that have multiple actions per action slot, an Augmented ISO will affect every action in that spot. So I assume for someone like Dr. Voodoo who has ranged attacks all in their multifunction, an Augmented ISO-8 that affects ranged attacks, for example, will affect all of these abilities. However, characters like Omega Sentinel and Punisher, who have class change moves, will not be able to attach an Augmented ISO-8 to that ability. Additionally, the Agent won't have any Augmented ISO-8 slots either. Next, they mentioned that some of the Empowered ISO-8, which have similar effects, will be replaced. Basically, how they explain it, Empowered ISO-8 is supposed to give new passive effects to heroes, while Augmented is supposed to modify a hero's moves. So for those past Empowered ISO-8 which change a character's moves, such as Black Panther's flashing or Phoenix's consuming, well, they are going to become Augmented ISO-8 instead. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm definitely interested in that. It makes perfect sense to me that Empowered ISO-8 is supposed to be a passive ability change. That's why alternate costumes only get 1, because they already have new passives. Then the last thing in this post, which I will link so you can read it for yourselves, is the mention that new characters are going to be getting Empowered ISO-8. When Chapter 4 is released, these following characters will gain Empowered ISO-8: Magneto, Emma Frost, Hulk, Sif, Cyclops, Colossus, Storm, Captain Britain, Mockingbird, Sabretooth, Doctor Doom, and Moonstone. I hope that Dr. Doom's is frightening. He definitely deserves one. But yeah, I'm excited for all of those as well. Then for the last two announcements, there will be two more of the Warriors 3. Fandral the Dashing will be released as a regular character release for CP, and Volstagg the Voluminous will be released with a covert task. Now hopefully we can use all three of them together, but that pretty much wraps up all the exciting announcements we have so far. There's plenty of stuff to be excited about, and while level 14 does trouble some of us, they can at least help us out by releasing 2 training slots in a timely fashion. I'll revisit some of these things and add some more of my impressions after this Saturday. So let's see what other exciting news they have to offer, and as soon as Chapter 4 is released, I'll have plenty of videos on that. Lastly, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.